What's going on, everyone? Welcome on back. It is Tuesday, May 20th. We have a 15-game Major League Baseball schedule on tap for today. Real quick, a recap of yesterday. We go 4-7 on our money line / spread picks. We go 8-3 on our over-unders. It was a 12-game schedule yesterday. 11 games got played. The Minnesota-Cleveland game got postponed until today. We had 4 terrible reads on my part, that being the Dodger game, the Red Sox-Mets game. We took the Mets, the Red Sox won. Then we look at that San Francisco-Kansas City Royals game. We played the Giants, the Royals won. And then finally, that Cubs-Miami Marlins game. We took the Cubs, the Miami Marlins won. 4 terrible reads on my part, but you guys know the rules. We take the good with the bad. On to the next one. 15 games on tap for today. Tons of money to be made. Don't forget, look for our play of the day. The one game I'm going to recommend to you more than any. Today we have 2. Also, do not forget, at the end of the video, our 4 parlay plays of the day. With all of that being said, let's jump into it. First game of the day, the Cincinnati Reds in Pittsburgh taking on the Pirates. Cincinnati handled the Pirates yesterday in the first game of this matchup, winning 7-1. In today's matchup, we're playing Cincinnati on the money line. The game total, 8.5, and we like the over in this one, over 8.5 total runs. For the hitting props, 2 total bases, we're taking 2 Reds here. We're taking Hayes as well as Friedel, both to have 2 total. On to the pitching props for this game, and we're playing the overs for both starting pitchers. We're playing Martinez of the Reds to go over 4.5 Ks. We're going Feltner of the Pirates to go over 3.5 strikeouts as well. On after that, we got the Cubs in Miami taking on the Marlins. And in this game, we are playing the Cubbies on the money line. The game total, 8.5, and we like the over in this one, over 8.5 total runs. For our hitting props, 2 total bases, we're going with Suzuki as well as Tucker, both to have 2 total today. On to the pitching props now, and we're playing Italian to go over his line of 4.5 strikeouts. But we're playing Miami's young pitcher, Weathers, to go under his line, under 4.5 Ks today. On after that, we have an NL East matchup starting up here. The Atlanta Braves in Washington, D.C. taking on the Nationals. And in this game, with Atlanta favored on the road, we're playing the home dogs. This will be one of my bigger underdog picks of the day. We're playing Washington on the money line. Game total, 8.5, and we like the over in this one, over 8.5 total runs. For the hitting props, we're taking 2 Nationals. We're taking Abrams as well as Lowe of the Nats. On to the pitching props here. And we're playing Strider of the Braves to go under his line, 5.5 Ks. This will be his first start back in 2 weeks. I expect the limited innings. So we're playing Strider under 5.5 Ks. But we're playing Mitch Parker of the Washington Nationals to go over his line, over 4.5 strikeouts today. Moving along. We got the Mets in Boston taking on the Red Sox. The Red Sox won this game yesterday, a score of 3-1. This Mets lineup has gone completely cold. Ever since the trip to the Bronx where they took on the Yankees, this team has not been scoring runs. Two runs has been the highest every night for them. In today's matchup, we're looking for a jolt from the Mets, facing Walker Buehler of the Red Sox. We are playing the New York Mets, who are favored here on the run line. The game total is 9, and we like the under in this one, under 9 total. For the hitting props, 2 total bases, 2 Metropolitans. We're playing Alonso as well as Lindor, both to have 2 total. On to the pitching props here. And we're taking Holmes of the Mets to go over his line of 5.5 strikeouts. But we're playing Walker Buehler of the Red Sox to go under his line of 3.5 Ks today. On after that, we have the Houston Astros in Tampa taking on the Rays. Houston winning this game yesterday, a score of 4-3. In today's matchup, Houston has their veteran journeyman pitcher Walter, left-hander, on the mound, making his season debut, going up against Little for the Tampa Bay Rays. In this matchup, we're playing Tampa Bay, who are the underdogs in this one, according to the betting odds. We're playing Tampa Bay on the money line here. Game total, 9.5, and we take the under in this one, under 9 total. For the hitting props, 2 total bases, we're taking Pena of the Houston Astros, as well as Arenado of the Tampa Bay Rays. Onto the pitching props here, and we only have a line on Zach Little of the Tampa Bay Rays, and we're playing him to go over his line of 3.5 strikeouts today. Alrighty, guys, this will be our first play of the day. The Texas Rangers in New York taking on the Yankees. Both of these teams had a day off yesterday, so we're expecting two fully rested bullpens. Corbin coming into this matchup today for the Texas Rangers. He's a left-handed pitcher. He's 3-2 this season with a 3.35 ERA. On the mound for the Yankees, we have Will Warren, a right-handed pitcher, 2-2 to start the season with a 4.61 ERA. Corbin, the left-handed pitcher for the Rangers, is coming off of a shaky start his last game. He faced the Rockies. He allowed 3 runs in 6 innings while giving up 2 home runs to them. Will Warren, on the other hand, his last start was okay. He pitched 5 innings against Seattle, allowing 2 runs. So far, this Texas Rangers team, we look at all the batsmen. They have never faced Will Warren before. The Yankees have seen Corbin before. They have had success, especially the right-handed bats in this one. Now let's look at the actual matchup here. Corbin, lefty, has struggled this season against right-handed bats. That's why the Rockies were able to get to him. The right-handed bats of the Rockies do hit lefties well, and they did get to Corbin. This Yankees lineup, if we're looking at the Rockies right-handed bats compared to the Yankees right-handed bats, it's night and day. Corbin throws his slider 35% of the time and that sinker 30% of the time. Already, I'm not worried about the left-handed bats on the Yankees. Guys like Bellinger has been struggling there. Austin Wells has been struggling against lefties as well as just the sinker in general. But there's 3 bats that are going to be lethal tonight against Corbin, that being Paul Goldschmidt, Volpe, and Aaron Judge. This season, Paul Goldschmidt is in 37 at-bats is batting .541 against left-handed pitching with 4 home runs. Then we look at Aaron Judge, who's also killing left-handed pitching this season, is not the best sinker hitter, but kills the cutter and the slider. He has 4 home runs this season off of the slider. We do like the Yankees in this matchup overall. I feel like the batting and pitching matchup is in favor for the Yanks. So, with all of that being said, now we get to our plays. We're playing the New York Yankees on the run line here. The game total, 9, and we like the over in this one. Over 9 total runs. For the hitting props, 2 total bases. We're playing 3 batsmen. We're taking Josh Schmidt of the Texas Rangers. We're playing Paul Goldschmidt of the New York Yankees, as well as Aaron Judge of the New York Yankees. On to the pitching props here, and we're playing Corbin to go over his line of 3.5 strikeouts, and we're also taking Will Warren to go over his line today of 5.5 K. On after that, we got another series starting up here. The San Diego Padres traveling up to Canada to take on the Blue Jays, and in this matchup, we're playing San Diego on the money line. The game total set at 8 today, and we like the under in this one. For the hitting props, 2 total bases. We're going with 2 Padres. We're taking Fernando Tatis Jr. as well as Manny Machado, both to have 2 total in this one. On to the pitching props now, and we're playing Daniel Cease of the San Diego Padres to go over 5.5 strikeouts, but we're playing Bassett of the Jays to go under today, under 5.5 Ks. Moving along, this should be an ugly game because there's going to be 2 being played today. The Cleveland Guardians in Minnesota taking on the Twins. Like I said, last night their game got suspended in the 6th inning. They have to restart that game. Then they'll have to come and play this new one later on tonight. Anyways, just to, we're having our plays here. I'm not super confident in this game. We're playing Minnesota on the money line. The game total, 7.5, and we like the over in this one. For the hitting props, we're taking Kwan of the Guardians. We're taking Ty France of the Minnesota Twins. On to the pitching props now, and we're playing Williams of the Guardians to go under 5.5 strikeouts. But we're taking Chris Paddock of the Twins to go over today, over 3.5 Ks. Moving along, the Seattle Mariners in Chicago taking on the White Sox. We're playing this one exactly how we played it last night. We're going Seattle on the run line, under the game total. This game is set at 8, and we're playing under 8. For the hitting props, 2 total bases. We're going with 2 Mariners. We're going with Cal Raleigh as well as Tellez, both to have 2 total. As of now, Seattle does not have their starting pitcher officially listed. The White Sox do. It is Wilson. He has struggled badly this season. There is no line on him, so no pitching props. But like I said, Seattle on the run line, game total under. And after that, we got the Baltimore Orioles in Milwaukee taking on the Brewers. In this one, we're going with Milwaukee on the run line. We're going game total over 8.5. For the hitting props, we're going with 2 Brewers. We're going with Cheerios as well as Frelick, both to have 2 total bases. On to the pitching props here. Atkin, a young left-hander, will be pitching for the Baltimore Orioles. No line out on him. Henderson pitching for the Brew Crew. We're playing him to go over his line of 5.5 strikeouts today. On after that, we got the Detroit Tigers in St. Louis taking on the Cards. This is another game where the weather just played the biggest role. I cannot wait until we get to the summer months where the weather isn't the most important thing every night. This game, it went to a rain delay for a bit. And when it came back out of nowhere, St. Louis started putting up a bunch of runs. Game went over. Anyways, in today's matchup, we are playing Detroit on the run line. As their favorite in this matchup, Scooble on the mount for them. So we're taking them on the run line. Game total 7.5, and we're playing the over in this one. Over 7.5 total runs. For our hitting props, we're going with 2 Tigers. We're taking Baez as well as Carpenter. On to the pitching props now. We're taking Screwball of the Tigers to go over his line of 6.5 strikeouts. But we're taking Fetty of the Cards to go under today, under 4.5 Ks. On after that, guys, this will be our second play of the day. It is the Colorado Rockies going up against the Phillies in Colorado. We have Luzardo on the mount for the Phillies to start the season. He is 4-0 with a 2.0 ERA going up against Senzatella, who is 1-7 with a 6.39 ERA. Terrible start to the season for Senzatella, but ironically, he has faced Philly once this season, and that has been his best start this season. He went 6 innings, 0 earned runs, but he allowed 10 hits. So, his season has just been disgusting, but gets me back to what I was saying when we were talking about the Yankee game earlier. This Rockies team, even though they're struggling, does hit left-handed bats good. They have good right-handed bats that match up well against lefties. Luzardo has struggled a bit against right-handed power bats. So I'm looking at guys like Goodman, Tover, and Doyle here today. Now, Doyle has faced Luzardo before in his career and has gone yard. But none of this, what I'm saying, is going to determine a win for the Rockies. In this matchup, Senzatella, like I said, 1-7, 6.39 ERA, struggling against left-handed bats, struggling career against Bryce Harper and Schwarber. Both have gone yard against him. In this matchup today, guys, we're playing the Philadelphia Phillies on the money line, not the run line, money line. Game total 10.5, and we're going over in this one. For the hitting props, 2 total bases, we're playing 3 batsmen. We're taking Doyle of the Rockies, we're taking Schwarber and Harper of the Philadelphia Phillies. On to the pitching props now, and we're taking 2 overs. We're playing Luzardo to go over his line of 6.5 strikeouts. Do not forget, this Rockies team still leads the majors in team strikeouts. Also, they have the lowest batting average, 215 in the whole majors. Also, we're playing Senzatella of the Rockies to go over his line of 2.5 Ks. He went over his line last time he faced the Phillies. So give me him to go over today. On after that, we got the Kansas City Royals in San Francisco taking on the Giants. This was an excellent pitching matchup yesterday. Bubik and Robbie Ray. It was scoreless up into the 7th. As a matter of fact, Bubik was pitching a no-hitter going into the 7th. All the scoring came after the 7th inning. The Kansas City Royals ended up winning a score of 3-1. In today's game, we're playing San Francisco on the run line as their favorite at home today. Game total 8, and we're playing the under in this one. For our hitting props, 2 total bases, we're playing 2 Giants. We're taking Flores as well as Yastrzemski, both to have 2 total bases. On to the pitching props now, and we're playing Lorenzen of the Kansas City Royals to go over his line of 3.5 strikeouts. But we're taking Birdsong of the San Francisco Giants to go under today, under 4.5 Ks. Up next, we got the Los Angeles Angels in Sacramento taking on the Athletics. Anytime I say the Athletics, I want to say Oakland. My brain has to fight through it. In today's matchup, we are playing the Athletics on the money line. The game total, we're going over 10. For the hitting props, 2 total bases, we're going with 1 Athletic, 1 Angel. We're taking Neto of the Angels, as well as Wilson of the Athletics to have 2 total bases. On to the pitching props here. And we're playing 2 overs. We're playing Hendricks of the Angels to go over his line of 3.5 Ks. And we're taking Hoagland of the Athletics to go over 4.5 strikeouts today. On after that, we have the Arizona Diamondbacks in Los Angeles taking on the Dodgers. The Dodgers have killed me 3 days in a row, but we can't care about the prior matchup. We need to look at the day at hand. Can't care about trends. In today's matchup, with Nelson on the mound for the Arizona Diamondbacks, Yamamoto on the mound for the Dodgers. Yamamoto has been dominant this season, but he has struggled his last time he faced the Diamondbacks. It's difficult for me not to see this game any other way than Los Angeles on the run line. The game total, 9, and we like the over in this one, over 9 total runs. For the hitting props, 2 total bases, we're going with 1 Diamondback, 1 Dodger. We're going with Pavin Smith of the Diamondbacks, as well as Shohei Ohtani of the Los Angeles Dodgers. On to the pitching props now, and we're taking 2 overs. We're taking Nelson to go over his line of 3.5 strikeouts, and we're taking Yamamoto to go over his line of 5.5 Ks today. Righty, guys, before we get up out of here, our 4 parlay plays of the day. We start off with our 5-leg game parlay, and we go to the New York Mets, where we're playing them on the run line. We go to the Washington Nationals Braves game, where we're taking Washington on the money line, as well as the game total to go over 8.5. We then go to the New York Yankees on the run line, and finally the San Diego Padres on the money line. All 5 of those legs and a $5 parlay pays $200. On to the next parlay. It's a 6-leg game parlay. We're going with the Milwaukee Brewers on the money line, the Detroit Tigers on the run line, Philadelphia Phillies on the money line, San Francisco game total to go under 8, the Athletics on the money line, and then finally the Dodgers on the run line. All 6 of those legs in a $5 parlay pays $140. On after that, we have our hitting props, our player props parlay, 2 total bases. We're going with Armstrong of the Cubs, Lindor of the Mets, Harper of the Phillies, Aaron Judge of the Yankees, and Wilson of the Athletics. All 5 of those gentlemen in a $1 parlay pays $45. And finally, we wrap it up with our home run play. A 4-leg home run parlay we're playing here. We start off with Aaron Judge of the New York Yankees, Kyle Schwarber of the Philadelphia Phillies, Flores of the San Francisco Giants, and finally Shohei Ohtani of the Dodgers. All 4 of those gentlemen in a $1 parlay pays $240. Just want to tell everyone, thank you for watching this video. I greatly appreciate it. Hope we all can win some money, and I'm going to catch you guys on the next one.